In tonight's headlines, the Consumer Council receives at least 17 complaints over failure to meet and greet Real Madrid soccer stars as promised. Honda and Nissan announced plans to merge by August 2026, creating the world's third-largest automaker group. And let's see what gifts giant pandas An and Coco get for their first Christmas in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong football fans who splurged on premium tickets for a chance to meet Real Madrid seasoned players at an exhibition match were left angry and disappointed after they failed to get what they paid for. The tally of complaints has now surged to 17, amounting to a total of $125,000, according to the Consumer Council. Taking to the airwaves, the watchdog's chief executive Jilly Wong labeled this incident as a special case. She said that while some consumers sought a refund without specifying an amount, others urged the organizer to investigate the matter and enhance their practices. She added the organizer has said a full refund is not feasible, given some fans did manage to secure some autographs and snapshots. She reminded ticket holders to hang onto their receipts and event photos for further follow-up. She also urged the organizer to address complaints on a case-by-case basis. Fans who purchased the experience set tickets for the Real Madrid vs Barcelona showdown at the Hong Kong Stadium last Friday were promised a meet-and-greet session with stars along with autographs. However, some of them did not even manage to get a glimpse of their idols. Speaking on the same radio program, a member of the Real Madrid Hong Kong official fans club, surnamed Wong, shared his dismay over the chaotic photo session. He recounted some players left early and he was rushed and disappointed. Lawmaker Vincent Chang hit out at the event organizers' poor management, adding that such missteps are damaging Hong Kong's reputation. He added that organizers should better assess their capability to host large-scale events and pay attention to every detail. The event organizers had earlier apologized and established a WhatsApp hotline to address complaints. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
A local businessman has been sentenced to 4 years and 1 month in jail for taking part in a riot with a white-clad mob that attacked protesters and innocent commuters at Yuen Long MTR station at the height of the 2019 social unrest. Tan Ka-man, a 46-year-old Yuen Long villager who ran a car park business, was convicted of rioting and conspiracy to wound with intent last month, as the judge ruled him one of the principals of the riot. Evidence showed that Tan had held a rattan stick and stood among the front line of the white-clad group, throwing objects and the stick at the opposite group when the clashes happened. In delivering the sentence, the judge underscored the necessity of maintaining public order, stating that the court would consider not just the altercation between the two groups, but also its broader implications for societal peace. While there was no direct evidence of him harming anyone, Tan's presence at the forefront of the white-clad group and his encouragement for others to join the assault influenced the court's assessment of his culpability. The judge initially set a sentence of 4 years and 6 months, but reduced it by 5 months due to Tan's community involvement and cooperation during the trial. A tragic accident occurred in Shanshui this morning, resulting in the death of a worker who was reportedly struck by a large water pipe. The man was offloading the pipes from a crane truck at a construction site near Mangkok village when one of the pipes came loose and hit him on the head. He was pronounced dead upon arrival in North District Hospital. Authorities have classified the case as an industrial accident and have contacted the Labor Department for further investigation. It is learned that the project involved, contracted by the Drainage Services Department, pertains to repair of an underground stormwater drain.
Dashcam footage captured the moment a truck rammed into a line of parked vehicles on Deville Road West. A taxi driver about to get on his car was caught off guard, struck by the truck and trapped under his car. The accident took place around 2 p.m. The truck was heading towards Central when it failed to brake in time and slammed into the back of the taxi. The taxi, significantly damaged, was thrust forward, triggering further collisions with 2 other vehicles. Firemen arrived swiftly and rescued the unconscious driver, who was then sent to hospital. The police have detained the truck driver for further investigation.
Police said they're expecting lots of revelers in the city on Christmas Eve, so crowd control measures will be put in place to ensure a safe holiday. There will be road closures and traffic diversions in Central, Tsim Sha Tsui, and at the West Kowloon Cultural District, implemented in phases from 2 p.m. onwards tomorrow. For public transport, MTR services will be strengthened gradually from 3 p.m., while most lines will provide overnight services. Additionally, the police reminded that all services to mainland ports will not be extended on Christmas Eve.
Giant pandas An and Ke enjoyed special edible gifts from Ocean Park staff today, celebrating their first Christmas in this city. The treats included an ice Christmas card with edible decorations, a bamboo Christmas tree, and a snowman-shaped ice sculpture. All look yummy. Ocean Park mentioned that since the 2 pandas came from Sichuan, they've noticed changes in their behavior, such as the male panda An is now much more eager for food. As soon as he sees the staff, he rushes over for food. Even if he has plenty of food in front of him, he would always hold food in both paws, a panda caretaker said. Meanwhile, the female one, Ke, who was quite introverted, has become bolder, and she likes rolling around on the ground while hugging wooden blocks. As for the twin baby pandas born in August, they're already responding to sounds, as well as when their names are called. They're expected to meet the public after Lunar New Year. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
Japanese automakers Honda and Nissan officially announced plans to begin merger talks. In a joint press conference in Tokyo, Japan's second and third largest automakers by volume said they have signed a memorandum of understanding today, aiming to establish a new holding company by August 2026, creating the world's third largest automaker group to compete with US and Chinese rivals in the electric vehicle market. Honda will initially lead the new management, retaining the principles and brands of each company. Smaller Nissan Alliance member Mitsubishi Motors also had agreed to join the talks on integrating their businesses, as the car makers strive to survive a rapidly changing industry landscape. Negotiations are expected to conclude in June. Forms of integration being discussed include Honda supplying hybrid vehicles to Nissan and the joint use of Nissan's car assembly factory in Britain, according to local news media. Honda has a market capitalization of more than $40 billion, while third-ranked Nissan is valued at about $10 billion. Both companies hope a merger will allow them to streamline operations and share huge development costs in electric vehicles and autonomous driving. Software development is considered another key sector. Anna Chen, Cable News. Days after the horrific attack, the Christmas market in the German city of Magdeburg was reopened for visitors, with an increased police presence. Investigations continue as the German authorities is under fire over the failure to prevent the deadly attack, as it emerged that the suspect has made online death threats against German citizens and had a history of quarreling with state authorities. The heads of the domestic and foreign intelligence services will be questioned by 2 parliamentary committees next week. A 50-year-old psychiatrist from Saudi Arabia who has lived in Germany since 2006 rammed a car through crowds at a Christmas market on Friday, killing 5 people and injured more than 200 others. Taleb Al-Abdul-Muhsin is in custody, facing multiple charges of murder and attempted murder. The motive for the attack remained unclear. He was critical of the German government, blaming them for failing to do enough to combat the Islamification of Europe. He has also voiced support for the far-right and anti-immigrant political party. Sources said the Saudi authorities repeatedly flagged to Germany's concerns over posts on the suspect's social media, but were ignored, and it is now working with Germany's ongoing investigation. Anna Chen, Cable News. US Starbucks workers on strike were protesting outside a coffee chain in Chicago over the lack of progress on contract negotiations. The 5-day strike initially began on Friday in Chicago, Los Angeles, and Seattle, was expanded to 4 more cities: New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and St. Louis. Starbucks said the disruptions have no significant impact on its operations because only a small handful of stores are involved, while the workers' union warned that the strike could reach hundreds of stores by Christmas Eve. Labor talks, which started in April, hit an impasse with unresolved issues over wages, staffing, and schedules, leading to the strike. The Seattle-based coffee house chain operates more than 11,000 stores in the U.S., employing about 200,000 workers.
Tourists at a popular manga enthusiast spot in Japan are now being monitored by security cameras. This railway crossing near a station in Kamakura, south of Tokyo, is a sacred spot for fans of the basketball manga Slam Dunk. The location, featured in an iconic scene from the animated series, has attracted visitors from around the globe. Despite considerable tourism earnings, issues arose when some tourists ventured onto the tracks to snap photos or litter the area, causing local residents dissatisfaction. Earlier this month, cameras were installed to curb such nuisance behavior, and security guards have been stationed to prevent traffic accidents. A senior city official stated that additional measures are being considered to prevent conflicts between local residents and tourists. Statistics show that mandatory Provident Fund investments have incurred an average loss of over $2,000 per person this month. From the beginning of the month to last Wednesday, MPF investments recorded a loss of 0.48%, equivalent to an average loss of about $2,100 per worker. Notably, U.S. stock funds experienced a near 3% loss, while Hong Kong and mainland China stocks saw a 2.3% return growth, making them the best-performing category during this period. For the entire year, investment returns are estimated to have grown by nearly 9.2%, resulting in an average gain of about $21,600 per person, marking the best performance since 2020.